Ask you. I saw a picture with you. I guess you was like becoming a mason or something like that.
Right. You saw a
Um,
picture.
yeah, just like a picture is like I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but niggas try to act like yo, math, yeah, Illuminati, all of this shit. But of course, if you have an understanding of what a mason is, what I'm saying, you do your knowledge and things like that, of course. But what's your thoughts when you saw that picture come out and everybody goes and have their
My thoughts was one of my brothers got overzealous.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to, and for those of you that know, I wanted to belong to a group of brothers that showed the same principles and morals that I had.
okay,
The same principles and morals that I've always run into problems with people with. You dig what I'm saying? Where it's like I'll be complaining about loyalty because I'm expecting loyalty from people who didn't have a foundation of that.
gotcha.
So, any decisions that I made was based on belonging to a group of people who think like me.
Gotcha. For those who don't understand and might have a misconception of that, what is a mason? You know what I'm saying?
My perception of it
Okay.
is someone who belongs to a group of people who are willing to help each other and stand for something.
Okay.
If you don't stand for anything, you fall for anything. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you stand for something, then I could stand with you.
Gotcha.
So it's basically, and I'm not gonna get too deep into the situation,
Okay.
but it's basically a group of brothers that look out for each other.
Gotcha.
All right, peace. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Giving double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. Giving double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. I want to go over something real quick. I want to talk about this brother that I've been watching for the past couple of years by the name of Hoffa, and how he's basically rubbing shoulders with the high-level elite bourgeoisie Negroes that is basically controlling a lot of the stuff that goes on in our communities behind the scenes. Steve Harvey made a statement, right? Steve Harvey said that because he was critiquing a statement that Umar Johnson made when he said that Steve Harvey got paid about $10,000 to come out on television and support Kamala Harris on her run for the presidency. And he was saying that basically he's not finna do nothing for $10,000. Basically you gotta pay him more than 10. But he made a statement. He was saying that if you look at it, the Q Dogs is running the radio airwaves now. It ain't nothing but Q Dogs in the radio airwaves today and stuff like that. And I just sat back and listened to that. And see, this is what I'm talking about. See, you have a lot of our people that's following the Babylonian mystery system, which Mav Hoffa is one of them, because I believe that he's a press hall mason. And a lot of these press hall masons, the reason why Prince Hall, which was a so-called black man, the reason why they created the chapter of the Prince Hall Masons. One second, I'm at work. This is the background. The reason why they did that is because they wasn't accepted by the European Caucasian fraction of the Masonic lodges that has been ruling in America for a long time, right? So they created their own situation. But what's going on with this situation is that a lot of these people, so-called black people, they are siding with the Caucasian to keep the masses of black folks at a certain type of level. If the Masons are supposed to have 32 degrees of knowledge, then they're freezing, quote unquote, the masses of so-called black folks at about 5 or 2 degrees. See, because even though these same guys that talk about how they got 32 degrees of knowledge, or they are 33 degree Mason, but at simple math, water freezes at 32 degrees. So you got a lot of these brothers, they are a part of these different organizations, these Masonic organizations, but really they're all frozen at 32 degrees. They frozen. And the reason why they're frozen is because they don't truly have the spirit of Yah that's in them that'll give them what? 360 degrees. Because 180 degrees, you really thawing out. But 360 degrees, you on fire. So these brothers that's a part of these organizations, they are frozen at 32 degrees. So you got a lot of these scientists and stuff like that. They create hydrogen bombs and things of this nature. You may think, and they are brilliant, but they still frozen at 32 degrees is because why? Because they don't have the spirit of the Creator. These are what you would call the basis of man, the 17th chapter of the book of Daniel at the 4th verse, right? When it talks about the basis of man, these are the people that don't care about human life. They don't care about nothing but greed, prosperity, and riches. That's all they care about. And Hoffa is one of them. He said that he wants to be a part of a group of brothers that got the same mindset as him. But when you look at his track record in the hip-hop industry, that man was a thug, you know what I'm saying? I remember he was rapping against a guy, next thing you know, he sucker punched the guy. So he wants to be a part of people that got the same mindset as him. So what is his mindset? His mindset, he's a shrewd businessman. He's a cutthroat businessman. That's why a lot of those folks had left him from my expert opinion. Is because he wasn't really paying those people. And they got disgruntled and they created their own thing. And you believe it or not, a lot of these gangsters, these gang-banging folks, these drug dealers, they are all a part of this stuff. Let's look at this. Let's show you who Hoffa showed his allegiance to, whether he know it or not, because he tried to act like he's intelligent, but really he's a dummy, man. And a lot of our people is dumb. Dumb only means you don't know better. A lot of these guys join these organizations because they want to use the organization to put themselves in certain type of positions that they wouldn't be able to get involved in if they wouldn't be a part of these organizations. But see, when you jump into bed with the devil, you're going to have to do certain things. So let's look at this. I think it's the 10th chapter or the 9th chapter of the book of Genesis, right? 1 second. Yeah. This is this Genesis, the 10th chapter and the 8th verse. It says, Cush begot Nimrod. And see, a lot of people don't even know who Nimrod is. Nimrod is the god of this system that we live in today, brothers and sisters, and this is who they worship. This is why the churches go to church on Sunday. It's because Nimrod is worshipped as the master builder in Freemasonry, and he's worshipped as Yah on Sunday. That's why you go to church on Sunday, is because you're giving reverence to him. And who is his only begotten son? Who they call Jesus, right? Jesus the Christ, a.k.a. who? Tammuz. And who is his mother? Semiramis. We're going to go to that. So it says, and Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before Yah. When it's talking about a hunter, what does that mean? That he was a conqueror. See, he was the first one to establish Satan's kingdom in the earth after the flood, brothers and sisters, with what we will call the Babylonian mystery system. That's why Masonry is so secret. It's because it's a new form of the Babylonian mystery system. He was a mighty hunter before Yah, wherefore he said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before Yah. And it says, in the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. So when it says he was a mighty hunter also, that means what? That he was adversary towards the Creator. And he was running around conquering people, and you had a lot of people that was following him. So these brothers and these sisters that sit around here, especially these brothers, they trying to make it seem like being a Mason is a great thing. No, it's not. It's because these Prince Hall Masons are following these Caucasian Masons, the Knights of Templar, and all these different Masonic fractions that the European has established in America. See, what we would call the boule and stuff like that. The boule is nothing but a fancy word of a lot of these Prince Hall Masons that do the bidding for the so-called white man to keep the so-called black man at a low level of frequency. See, this is why you got entertainment. You know, whether you entertain by the internet or you going to school, all this type of stuff. And what is school? School is supposed to teach you about the knowledge itself. These schools right here be brainwashing you. So this guy is just rubbing shoulders with higher level people that's going to put him in a certain type of position. It's because his position is to do what? To brainwash the masses with a lot of this nonsense that we see on television. There's nothing educational about this guy. The 17th chapter of the book of Revelation, verses 4 and 5. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and the abomination to the earth. And see, this is who they worshiping, is because a lot of these folks are coming in the spirit of Nimrod, Tammuz, and Semiramis, brothers and sisters. And what was the filthiness that Semiramis was bringing? She was bringing the same doctrine and teaching that her husband, aka her son, was bringing. See, death and destruction, conquering, controlling the world, controlling other people's natural resources and things of this nature. This is what they was bringing. So a lot of these guys, these black folks, let's not be fooled by these folks. They may look like you, but a lot of these people are not you. Let's look at this. This brother is really telling you he worshiped the devil. That's who he worshiped. That's his God. He's not worshiping Abraham's God. You remember him on the podcast on Vlad TV. Vlad TV, which ain't nothing but a low-level handler, basically asking him to denounce his people. Now he's saying he's not an Israelite no more. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these brothers, they will rather bow down and worship the God, which is Baal, over their own God. Let's look at this. The 20th chapter of the book of Revelation. I'm going to start at the 12th verse. And it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah. And see, who is the dead? It's the people that's not following the Creator. Just like him and a lot of these other folks. And it says, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And see, that's symbolic of what? Your deeds and your actions that's being wrought in the earth. See? We think that the Creator is not watching us. And I'm not saying that everybody is perfect. I'm just saying that a lot of us is not even standing on truth, brothers and sisters. This brother, he speak with a forked tongue. He's really worshiping Lucifer. That's who he's worshiping. And really, he has been doing that, probably unknowingly, for a long time. That's why a lot of these crews and these gangs, they're nothing but low-level Masonic lodges that is running around sacrificing and killing their own people to their gods. Let's look at this. It says, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which, one second. Which were written in the books according to their works. And what is the book? It symbolizes what? Your deeds and actions that you're doing in the earth. This brother got a podcast, and he tried to say he talk about hip hop and all this type of stuff, but here it is. What does Rick Ross got to do with hip hop? Rick Ross was an informant that was working with the government, supplying drugs to his own community. And most of the hip hop that he's talking about is nothing but nonsense. It's not even educational. A bunch of back and forth with so-called black people talking about nothing. And it says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it. And the sea represents who? The elect, see? The nation of Israel and the other nations that's going to follow Yah. Because we no longer is going to be following this goofy stuff that's going on out here. See, this brother, man, I feel sorry for him. He ain't nothing but a lost soul out here trying to find himself, but don't even understand that he's being what? Devoured by the adversary. It says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. So this is why you have a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world today. The Jews, the Muslims, the Christian, they all fighting for supremacy is because they're nothing but modern day Masonic lodges, brothers and sisters. So with that being said, peace, shalom.